hyped are you about Sunday? Yeah, that was so impressive yesterday to see so many athletes and coaches and owners and different people coming together and standing in solidarity for these players' rights to protest and to draw attention to the injustices that are in their communities and in our nation today. I was so I was just watching kind of like the Twitter feed and the comment sections of different things, just like eating popcorn and just enjoying that. Because this is the conversation that America needs to have. We need to talk about the things that are wrong with America in order to make this truly the place that has the rights for every citizen and equal rights and equality and justice for every single person. Um, yeah, so I mean, for me, yesterday was a big win. It's something. The anthem protest is something that I've been a part of since it started with Kaepernick last year. Um, some students came to me and asked help in organizing an anthem protest last year during our homecoming, and I stood with them and by them and tried to make sure that we protected those students' rights to be able to do that at different events. Got into some issues with that at the district about staff participating and things like that, but ultimately you know, we have to take a stand or a knee for what's right, and it doesn't matter what those consequences are. Colin Kaepernick was willing to lose his job in order to draw attention to these things, and so I'm super proud. Kaepernick needs to. I hope he feels like ecstatic after yesterday of seeing his spark of protests spread into a wildfire throughout the NFL and throughout the nation. Um, I think that this is a huge win for him as an individual doing this work, and so give him the credit that it deserves. Also, really appreciate Michael Bennett and the Seahawks. I think that was one of the clearest statements about why a team was doing what they were doing. At first, I was a little nervous when I heard they were going to stay in the locker room for the anthem because I thought I was just kind of avoiding it. Last year, the Seahawks kind of linked arms, but didn't give a clear statement as to what that meant. And so I was worried that this was going to be something that could be interpreted as either, being for or against it. But they issued a very strong statement saying that they refused to participate in the anthem because of the injustices that are present in our nation. So that's huge. I know a lot of people really struggle with the anthem protest because ultimately it's not about the anthem. It's not about protesting the anthem. It's demonstrating during the anthem because America is supposed to represent justice and equality for everybody. That's the ideals, that's the principles that we are founded upon, and that just hasn't been the case throughout America's history. We have not seen that even in the modern day. And so if you truly love America and you really want to make America live up to its ideals, then you have to stand up and take a position when injustice is present, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, as Dr. King says, and we have to address those things, and we're not there yet. So, I hope those that have been fighting for this and defending this, especially Kaepernick, feel good about yesterday. That was a huge push. But for people that don't agree with it, and you're feeling like this is offensive or against the military, really try to put yourselves in people of color shoes. And the fact that this isn't about the troops, this isn't about supporting military or first responders or anything like that. It's about addressing the injustices that are present in our nation. And some of our soldiers are people of color, and they are faced with the same discrimination and systemic racism that Kaepernick is protesting. You have plenty of homeless vets, people of color that are profiled by police and that are sent to jail and not given the help they need medically and with mental health as well. And so, just stop making it about an us versus them thing. This is merely trying to make sure that everybody has achieved the American dream. So, you know, current president, the surefire way to spread protest is to condemn those who are peacefully protesting injustice. And you did that, and you got a response. So I hope this protest continues throughout the remainder of this year. Continues. It's awesome to see it spread to volleyball teams and Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. in NASCAR has come out strongly in support of the anthem protest because of some of the statement that NASCAR owners made about being fired. And so, more people need to stand up, and more white people need to participate. That was, is one thing that I was always concerned with is, you know, people of color have to protest the injustices done against them, but really it should be those who benefit from systems of privilege and systems of power, like me as a white male, that are addressing these issues and that are willing to take the risks about losing your job or being ridiculed publicly or whatever it may be, if that's the case, in order to bring about change. So I'm just really excited about this. I will continue to participate as I have for the last year, and I hope that it brings about the conversations and the actions that are necessary to bring about real change in our country. So if you choose to participate, welcome. If you are struggling with it, talk to somebody, engage in civil dialogue about why that's happening and what it's about. And if you're just completely against it, really try to search yourself as to why people of color protesting quietly is so offensive to you and what that might mean. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.